was in Terra del Fuego in South America. The Russian challenged Morrissey and unto him did say, I hear you are a fighting man and wear the belt I see. Relinquish now your belt to me or else your life I'll take. Well, an unspoken gallant Morrissey with heart bold, brave and true. I am a valiant Irishman who's never been subdued. For I can wear the Yankee, the Russian bull and bear.
Everything is there that I want, I can get it. It's just a work for it, man. And out of work, when I go running, I encourage myself by speaking to myself because like they say, the loneliness of the long-distance runner. And I speak to myself sometimes. I look across the field and I say, at the end of that field, I'm going to find a bag of gold. It's just a dream, but it's encouragement, like, you know. I speak to myself like I say, out of work must come something.
Before the war, there was lots and lots of good Jewish fighters because they had to fight to live, you know, and it's the way now. They've got plenty of money and they don't need to fight. And nowadays you find most of the good fighters are coloured kids, but they've got to fight to live.
Do you think that boxing reflects life in a way, in the toughness, the competition?
Yes, it does, except that boxing is the toughest of all.
The closer it gets to the fight, the more the fight is all important and nothing else can be of any concern.
There's a game some call the fight game and some the noble art. Blokes who play this game need banks of courage, banks of heart. It's a rough game, a tough game, needing guts and skill, and you'll never make a boxer if you haven't got the will in the ring. He's the king who can get knocked down and come up for the kill. It's an awful sport, a manly sport, and there's no better sign than two good bones in prime condition squaring for a fight. 8 rounds, 10 rounds, round the ring they go, and we've been dodging, punching, jabbing, dealing blow for blow. It's a test for the best, and the best man lays the other fella low.
He deserves a medal for his courage, that kid. He's a good loser. What a smashing loser, though.
I love the game because everybody loves me, you see. They say I'm punch-drunk, but I can't say I am. It's just the way I walk, you see. I received some real good tannins, and I've given some back. And I'm satisfied that I enjoyed every moment of it.
Oh, the boxing is a sport that sorts the men out from the boys. It's great for building character, it's marvellous for poise. It's a great game, a straight game, calls for discipline. Teaches you to give and take a bashing with a grin. You're alone, on your own, when you're up there in the ring and wading in.
Boxing's the hardest sport out, and it's no game for anybody to be messing about. You can't be messing about.
It takes a man of spirit for to get up off the floor, to take 8 rounds of punishment and still come up for more. It's a right sport, the fight sport, tough but full of grace. For skill and strength and stamina, the silver rings the place. Hear the bell, hear the yell, when the boys go in there fighting face to face.
It's a rough game, but you've got to keep at it. They've got to take hard knocks and give them.
We had a war bowling finished up with 5 stitches in his head, and during the contest, we really got to work, and the ref went up the referee down and they called it the bloodbath. The ring was completely covered with blood. Bowling got a big gash across his forehead, you know, and we continued so on. About the 8th round, we both fell, and the referee took it apart and says, now I want to clean a fight, he's getting a bit out of hand. Bowling says to me, sorry for this bump, but I can't even see you for blood. And the two started to laugh, you know, and we got to work again.
You're alone, on your own,
Boxing, to me, is the greatest character builder in the world. Anybody can press a button and blow a ship up. Anybody can use an atom bomb. Anybody can pick up a big whip and whip you. Anybody can stick a knife into you. Anybody can pull a trigger. But where's the man with the character that can take a punch on the nose and keep his temper and keep control of himself?
Well, professional boxing is a tough racket, and so is sticking a bank up.
I shan't make a loss, frankly, because I don't allow it to happen, you know. But there aren't huge fortunes made in it, you know. Perhaps we'll make £2,000 or £3,000 on the show. But for that, we'll be risking £12,000 or more.
When I get in the ring and I throw punches, you know, I don't just throw them to hit anywhere. I throw them at certain areas where I think they'll hurt. And this is, you only get like this because as the round goes on, then you can learn more about your opponent.
Now, talking professionally is not a sport, it's a business. Amateur, all right, it's a sport. But professionally, it's a business. And you've got to learn your business.
Got to weigh him up. You're watching, and you are watching his eyes all the time. And you're watching his eyes and his hands. As soon as he throws a punch, you move. As soon as he makes a reaction, you move. That's why in the pro game there's a lot of different moves to what there is in the amateur game.
Contracts are laid down by the British Boxing Board of Control, and there's a standard fee of which the boxer is allocated 75% of the gross income, and the manager is then given 25% of the net income. The difference between the net and the gross is that the trainer or ancillary expenses that are necessary for the fight or for his preparation for the fight has to come off first.
How many boxers do you have, sir?
I have 3 at the moment. A big one, I have 4 at the moment.
Economic necessity. I've never met one in my life that went into the boxing game for a sheer love of it. There's always that drive, get some money, or perish.
Come, all you gallant fighting men who know the silver ring.
I never knew any earl's son to be a professional fighter. I never knew any millionaire's son to be a professional fighter. It's a poor man's job.
You lads of skill and courage of a noble sport we sing.
Short of winning the pool, I don't know a quicker way to financial stabilisation than professional boxing.
You welterweights and heavies, bantams, middleweights and flies.
Whether they go in for 1 round or whether they go in for 10 rounds, they're going into one thing: money.
All you who fight for love of sport, where glory is the prize.
You're fighting to get higher. You're fighting to get a comfortable home. You're fighting to get a living.
All fighters have got to come off of poor families. Before you become a boxer, you've got to be poor. You know, you've got to come off a big family or a poor family. But you don't get a doctor's son coming to be a boxer because he's been spoiled, he has a good upbringing, he's never wanted for him. Fighters got to need something. He's got to be a hungry man. You see, a hungry fighter's the best fighter. They're born, not made, you know. Myself, I came off a big family. There was 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and I was in the middle. But anything I had to fight because we never had any money or anything we got was through hard toil, you know. I was born in Partick, the poor end of Glasgow, you know. My father was a street hawker.
Born in a Partick single end and a crowded close was raised. Fought for the day that I could walk, been fighting all my days. Fed on a diet of fish and chips, breathed the shipyard reek. And all the other kids picked on me, for I was small and weak. It was, come on, Johnny, and put 'em up, Johnny, I'll belt you black and blue. Stand up and fight, you dirty wee tyke, and show what you can do.
Well, I was brought up in an orphanage, you see, and you just had to fight in orphanages. I've had girls beat me up in orphanages.
Well, if you didn't learn, you got it, like, you know. I fought the tears when the teacher strapped me stripes across my horns. I dated the blood from my streaming nose when I fought with the rival gangs. Had to fight to be recognised in the only world I knew. I had to fight to prove to myself that I'm as good as you. It was come on Johnny and put 'em up Johnny, I'll belt you black and blue. Stand up and fight, you dirty wee tyke, and show what you can do.
As a kid, I was a lump of wood, you know. Wasn't very clever, but when I started to box, and I found out this was something I was good at, I used to get little medals, and I'd have done it for nothing just because I was good at the thing. I really loved boxing.
I went to a hope in the bar of London, asked a lassie to dance. When a dirty big fella says, beat it, run, you haven't got a chance. So up and I belted them with my left, and I felled them with my right. And I danced a war with a lassie, and I took her home that night.
It's a good thing to be able to look after yourself.
Yeah, everybody wants to fight when they're young. I like fighting. I like to feel the gaffer, and more fights I win, the better I feel. Might be big-headedness. First, that's it.
I think when you're young like that, I think it's the glory, more than the money. Being a professional at 16, you think it's great, you think it's good, you know.
People used to talk, that's how he's boxing last night. As you went by, you just give a little swaggy while he's walking.
Sorry. Everyone kind of looked up to you.
When you're a fighter, you're different. You walk in a certain way. Everybody's eager to shake your hand. Everybody knows you're a fighting man. There's Johnny Boy, you hear him say.
He's definitely one of the top blokes. I mean, I read the boxing news every week.
Kids all think you're a hero. Girls give you the come on look. And they sidle up to you with their pens in their hands, eyes all shining, and they think it's grand when you sign their little autograph books.
You got fellas who sneak round corners to have a look at you, like, you know.
Strangers clap you on the shoulder. You've got that money smell. You're a man of the world and you travel by air. You're doing all right, for the lolly is there, and the glory, it is there as well. You're a local boy and you're climbing. You've come a long way, you're a star. Everybody's eager to share the joy. Everybody knows old Johnny Boy in his E-type Jaguar.
It's something inside you, you think. In later years, I could have been good there. I could have made a lot of money. You see these top professionals going around in Jaguars and things like that. You think, I might get a bit frustrated later on. I might say, well, that could have been it, you know.
So up with the cheering and yelling. Up with the sport of the ring. Up with the noble art of defense. Up with the pounds and the shillings and pence, for they compensate for everything.
It's another life for a poor man, you know. A man never had nothing in his life, and it's a chance for him to get ahead of him. So many people have been in boxing business, they didn't have food to eat at one time. Now they got all they want, you know. Everything they want. It's a life, it's a new life.
So when I first put the gloves on and a new career began, it wasn't such a change for me, I'd been a hard wee man. And all my life I fought for free since I began to walk. From now on I said I'll use my fist to make the money talk. So come on, let's go, now I'm a pro, I'll fight you for a purse. I'm married to the fight can do, for better or for worse.
Well, he got a job, a good job at a car factory, and we decided to go to London in the heart of the boxing. We thought everything would be marvellous down there. When we got down there, it was it was really hard. You know, he wasn't getting a lot of money, and we were living in a bed sitter, sort of a bedroom and a kitchen, and this was all. And we stuck it for about 10 months, and then we decided to pack up and come home to Coventry. You know, and Bob went back to work till his fight, and he got more, and he was working more rounds and getting more money. But at first he was only getting about £30 per fight, which isn't a lot, within about every 3 months.
Yeah, at the same time as now Liverpool was known as the graveyard of champions. Why? Because people just won't pay, because football is a monopoly in Liverpool. As a stranglehold on people there, and people will not pay, even in the Liverpool Stadium, which, as I said before, is very good for professional boxing. The atmosphere was there many years ago, but now it's all wrestling and judo and football and boxing. I'm afraid it's a dying sport in Liverpool.
The people next door, I mean, I am the same. I don't even know the neighbours. But years ago, everyone knew Bill Smith, and he was their champion. Let's go and see Bill. So it's exactly the same thing. Or George Oswell, someone I used to know, you know, good old fighter. And everybody knew, you know, people would say, oh, let's go and see him. And it's sort of, and nowadays it doesn't seem that way. They just don't seem to want to participate in it.
Where do people get their champions from today?
Well, what can you say? From, it's television, probably.
The whole thing is far more commercial and competitive today. So therefore you've got fewer boxers because there aren't the number of promotions that used to go on.
Very few make it out of the people that try to make it. You know, there's only 8 divisions, so there can only be 8 champions. I forget how many professionals there is in this country at the moment. I think there's 300 or 400 or something like that. So that's 8 out of, say, 350. That leaves, what, 342 not at the top.
To be a good fighter, you've got to lead a hard life. You've got to submit yourself to the hermit class for a period of, say, anything between at least 3 and 5 years.
Then come on, strip off young Johnny boy, there's training to be done.
It's most essential training, but it's got to be like a machine.
No more foaming pints, no birds, no late nights from now on.
The first thing is you've got to have them up early enough in the morning.
It's up in the morning, bright and early, while the dawn's still on its way. Before the noise and hurly-burly of the streets, before the steady beat of day, before the traffic sounds, before the marching feet of factory bound, you're out of bed and groping for your training club up.
I waken them. I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning getting them ready for the road work at 6.
Grab a slice of toast, there's time to make a cuppa. Mind you spread the butter, then go easy on the sugar. Easy or I'll wake the family. Creep out. Hurry past the sleeping houses on the street. Behind the curtains and the window blinds, there's folk asleep. Lucky people.
That's the hardest part about boxing, is the training. You got to get up in the morning, you got to run, say, 4 or 5 miles. You go back home, you clean up, and all the time you're working hard.
In your tracksuit and your plimsolls, doing road work every day. Lift 'em, Johnny. Keep your knees up. Nice and easy, Johnny. Keep your breathing steady. How much longer? Must have done 4 miles already. Out and working at the start of early morning. Watch your breathing, Johnny boy, and stop your yawning. Past the Goalmont in the dark, ran 3 times around the park, along the empty tarmac, kind of sweating. Saw the mist that curdled in the rhododendron bushes. 3-minute shadow boxing, hooks and sudden rushes, feinting, ducking, jabbing, Johnny. On again. Got to pay a visit, see a man about a dog, won't be a minute, make it snappy.
Road work is just a case of running, walking, shadow boxing, and some exercises in the road, particularly breathing exercises after you get to a period where you've done between 3 and 5 minutes, stop for a breathing period, deep, heavy breathing, particularly in the morning when the air's good.
a little breather, then the final lap. Up the high street, past the laundromat, the supermart, the wimpy bar. Now it's good and light. Passing the building site where the cranes stand. 3 minutes exercises, shake your hands, relax your shoulders.
Is there an oil can there, Jack?
Knees bending, arms swinging, front turning, Johnny. Okay, you've done your hour. Up to the gym, get a shower and a brisk rub down. And we'll do some skipping.
My whole idea is we're all professionals, so none of us go to work. Our work is boxing, and therefore I don't leave nothing to chance. I go around, I get every boy up out of bed of a morning, I bring him to the heath. I leave nothing to chance. He's 100% fit.
I like all my boxers to be perfect skippers. Sometimes I do as high as 25 minutes with them without a break, doing all sorts of exercises with their skipping ropes.
Every day we're here, busy at the skipping, in the flashing ropes, jumping, leaping, tripping.
When we're on the job, feel the floor is shaking. Up and down we bob, till our feet are aching.
Come on now, get them up, right up, right up, right up, right up, 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 up.
Got to do it well, it's tough when you begin it. You think that bloody bell will never sound 3 minutes.
Off you go.
Got to keep it light, on your toes you're prancing. When you do it right, looks as if you're dancing.
Said Highland dancing, pagan, not blood walloping.
1, 2, 3, 4, keep your knees up, mind your breathing rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the stuff to give them.
Last stand.
It helps your footwork in the ring, it makes you light upon your fins, and many a lad has saved his skin because he did his skipping.
Time.
When you're training, all right, you go on the ball, everything's going fine, you can hit the speed ball, you keep it going, you feel good. I mean, as you get fitter, you feel better. You push yourself harder as well. And so it never comes easy. Your training for boxing never comes easy. You're pushing yourself all the time.
Imagine the bag is the bloke in the ring. It's either you or him. Which of the two of you gets laid low depends on the power you can pack in a blow. Depends on the way that you work every day when you're punching the bag in the gym. So give it a wham, by jog it, flog it, slug it, belt it, Johnny, belt it, Johnny. Make every punch felt, make it a real belt. Belt it, Johnny, belt it, Johnny.
When you're turning that wee left hook up, pivot round to your right on your left toe. Now just try it. A wee circular movement. You hold the ball of your feet and just pivot round. And punch as you do so. Come on now, just a wee quick turn, a wee quick turn. There's no bend in your left knees, it should be. That's it, that's the idea.
Working at the speedball.
Punching away.
Need a lot of speedball.
Punching away.
It's with calculation.
Punching away.
Help coordination.
Punching away.
Hit and mind you place it.
Punching away.
Got to learn to pace it.
Punching away.
Keep the speedball moving.
Punching away.
And you'll be improving.
Punching away.
Last thing.
Got the hip with both hands.
Punching away.
See that every punch lands.
Punching away.
Left and right in rhythm.
Punching away.
In a steady rhythm.
Punching away.
Time.
This is where I earn my money, in the training room here. But I get it drilled into me and drilled into me. And when I come into the ring, everything I do, I just do it instinctively. You know, I mean, I don't have to think about it.
If a fighter's good, he's never out of training. He's in the gym there every day. That's where he works to keep his body fit. That's where he goes to sweat it out. That's where he learns his trade. That's where the champion boxers all are made. That's where you go to learn the ABC of boxing.
Dinner club show. Well, it's like, what can I say? I suppose it's like cabaret. It's the same thing. It's after they've had their meal, you become, you know, something for businessmen to watch. And it's a good thing in as much as it gives fighters, you know, boxers the work, but it doesn't give the public a chance to see them.
There is a great danger of boxers appearing too often in dinner clubs and not in public shows. They become unknown to the general public and also to the important newspaper men. And when they then get to the top, they've got no following.
A club, who is usually a very rich concern, etc., they don't care two hoots about, you know, professional boxing as such, I don't think, really. I think it's just, you're just there to satisfy their, you know, their customers or their guests. I don't think they really, you know, think on you as human beings sometimes. I think you're just there to perform, and they pay you. And if you perform good, they'll have you back. And if not, well, they probably won't touch you again. You know, but I honestly don't think. I think probably the large promoters probably takes a bit more interest in the fighters as such. Not too much, but they're at least more polite towards you anyway and treat you like humans and not as merchandise.
Well, it's the society we live in, I suppose. I mean, they go, you become like, what can I say? It's like the dancing girls after the dinner, you fetch on the gladiators. It's exactly the same thing.
The first needs must be, is this thing going to be attractive to the public? And as far as I am concerned, on the promotorial side, to get an ideal contest, you must have aggression versus defence.
You see, even matching is careful. I mean, even when they threw the Christians to the lions, if there was a little Christian, they didn't put two big lions in, did they? Hey? Probably put two Christians and one little lion. You see, matches have got to be reasonably even.
There's your trainer breathing down your neck, he's always by your side. And how and when you do your walk, it's him that will decide. He tells you what things you can eat and when to go to bed. And he keeps you off the girls and makes you exercise instead.
The trainer gets the rackings and the manager gets the bouquets.
Because I have a saying that I don't want any drones in my organisation.
Give me the tang of liniment and the heady smell of sweat. Give me the boy who draws them in. Give me the certain bet. Give me the thud of leather and the music of the bell. Give me the clink of money and I know that all is well.
We quote to Johnny, going to talk to him. We say, now, Johnny, George does the managing, Alex does the promoting, you do the fight.
Of all the music in the world, give me the yelling mob. The bloke who pays his fiver and the bloke who pays 10 bob. There's the sigh that greets the near miss and the groan that greets a fall. But the roar that greets a knockout is the sweetest sound of all.
The adulation of the mob. We're all a mob. Don't let us give ourselves airs. We're all the same. I love the mob as much as I love anything. I've always lived through the mob. They've always supported my fighters and myself. And without the mob, I couldn't live.
So the boys have done their training and they both are feeling fine. Their managers have done their stuff, the contracts have been signed. There are 15,000 tickets out, publicity galore. And the betting's on the local lad with the odds at 6-4 on the night of the fight. When the blood begins to flow, you'll hear them roar.
Well, it's not actually a blood sport in that sense, but people, they want to get their money's worth. If they pay a tenner for ringside, they want to see that they've got a good tenner's with, you know. This is the animal of people in boxing.
The programme is set up, and we call the weigh-in for 1 o'clock on the day of the tournament.
Just 10-1.
10-1, Simon Rawley.
10-1.
John Stracey, 10 stone, 4 3/4 pounds.
Will you shake hands, please? And look straight at me.
John Conti, 13 stone, 2.5 pounds. Bill Drover to the scales, please.
Bill Morgan, Mick Carney, Billy Elliott.
11 stone, 7.25 pounds.
Clarence Prince, 11 stone, 7.25 pounds. Where's the angel?
Will the boxers see the doctor before they go?
Stayed in bed, laying this morning, seen the doctor, been waiting. Nothing to do until this evening, don't have to go down to the gym. On the day of the fight, you take it easy, try and relax as best you can. Rest and keep your mind off boxing, try to forget you're a fighting man.
They're professionals and they're supposed to be there to defend themselves, aren't they?
Shall I play some discs or try to sleep or go to the pictures, which is best? Oh, what's the use when my mind is turning round and round, won't let me rest.
He likes to hit the bloke and look back at you, see, and admire his work, you see.
The music plays, but I don't hear it. The film unrolls, but I am blind. All I see and hear is boxing, nothing but boxing on me mind.
Johnny was always pleased when the night of the fight came. He knew then that his training was over. And, you know, in the ring that night, for about 3 weeks before the fight, he was on edge all the time. And I used to be frightened to speak to him, you know, he used to get very irritable, and it used to take him all his time to speak to me sometimes.
6 o'clock, it's time to be moving, all dolled up and in good shape. Check that you've packed your soap and towel, your gum shield and adhesive tape. Say so long to your old lady every time you go to fight. You'd think you was off to an execution. Tell her, Johnny, you'll be all right.
When he was at school, a young boy, he often had fights in the street, and of course he wouldn't let us know that he had any bother. He said to me, I'd love to be a boxer, Mother, and one day I'm going to be a boxer. I said, okay, that'll suit me. So, of course, he did go to some training for boxing in the school. Then he thought he'd go away to sea. But I think that he should have taken it up right away, you know.
But as it gets closer to the fight, everything has to be just exactly sort of like a training camp, which isn't the same thing as a home. For the few weeks before the fight, it gets progressively more and more difficult to have everything just so.
I wouldn't like to stop him. I wouldn't try and stop him if he wanted to pack in at all, you know. Because it's in his blood. He's been boxing since he was 10 years of age, like, you know, so I couldn't stop him really.
Usually we've left the children with Mark's parents for the night before to ensure that he has a good night's sleep. So I drive down to the farm, pick them up, and sit and talk for a while. When coming home, I usually time it so that I come home just as his fight should be finishing, and somebody hopefully will be phoning soon. But that sometimes means just driving around in the car for 2 hours with the radio on. Anything to distract myself. Sometimes I stop and visit with friends, but I don't really, you know, I can't concentrate, and I'm not interested in a very good company, so I gave that up.
No, I don't think he'll ever get damaged really bad. I always light a candle for him, so he won't get hurt. And I think he's able to take care of himself, and he's getting more experience all the time. So I don't really worry.
Oh, I'm tagging nerves. I never answer the telephone myself when it rings, because I always have my sister or my brother in the house with me, so that they can answer the phone, you know, and get to know the bad news or the good news, whatever it is. I just potter all around the house doing all kinds because I'm really scared, you know, of the night he fights.
You never think of him as your baby, then, who's now getting battered by people?
Oh, no, I never think of that. Hope he batters them.
You get to the hall and the place is crowded, then the butterflies start to play. Try not to show that you're feeling nervous, this is where you earn your pay. The first 6 rounders about to start, the announcer's voice begins to boom. 4 more bouts and you'll be out there, time you was in your dressing room.
The hall is full, it's been a sellout for weeks.
Half with your coat and half with your suit and houndstooth check, Italian style. Half with your shirt and tie and handmade shoes, you'll no need them a while. On with your jockstrap, on with your shorts of satin and colours known to the fans. On with the stomach guard, on with adhesive tape strapped tight around your hands.
Gosh, Shabbat. No, Bob. I didn't tell you. Every time we fight. Before a fight, you're sitting in the dressing room, you're thinking, what a fool I am, sitting here waiting to get out there. You keep thinking I'm going to get myself a good job. This is no use. You're all keyed up.
It's a bad part waiting to go in a ring. Like, you get aches and pains you've never had before, you know.
Something just clicks inside you. This is what you've been waiting on.
Oh, I've got a seat, was too far back.
There's the bell, the crowd is cheering, end of bout, and knew it's me. The talk is ever the waiting ended, knew it's fight and earn your fee. This is why you did your training, this is where the belt is won. This is how you earn your wages, and there then and get begun.
Well, don't forget, John boy, do his stuff tonight.
The beauty of boxing is this. You go into boxing knowing you're going to get hurt.
Nobody puts a gun to their head and says, go in. Nobody forces them into it. Everyone is doing it from their own free will. And for myself, I'd have done it without getting paid. And not to get hurt, I thought, well, I'm probably a coward. But, you know, it's, I don't know. I believe what it's meant. It's competition, isn't it? It's healthy.
It was through my father, really. He was a PT instructor, and I think he always fancied the boxing. So he just pushed me into being a fighter, sort of thing, you know. But I don't think I think he only just expected me just to be an amateur fighter, you know, not to actually turn professional or anything like that.
Because of the circumstances, I mean, environmental circumstances, that I wouldn't be able to achieve what I had originally wanted, which was, I wanted to be a lawyer, you know, it appealed to me then, and, but then again, I can tell you 1 or 2 things to the effect that changing schools, things like that, then I wasn't able to really settle down properly, because transferring from the West Indies, and I'd only changed school in the West Indies, but then my parents having to come here, and then I didn't go to school over here, but by the time I changed schools several times in the West Indies.
When I go out into the hall and all the people are there, like, you know, the fanfares are going, the lights and everything, I always think to myself, right, I'm going to work. That's it. It's a job of work, I've got to do it, and that's what I'm getting paid for, here we go. Once you're in the ring, that's it. You don't know messing about. The quicker you get started, the better off you are.
You're excited. You're nervous. You're trembling.
It's the only place that a man is strictly on his own. It's the loneliest place in the world. It's like you're in an empty room, you know, just you and this other guy. And one of you are going to walk out victorious, you know.
fight the champion Johnny Boy at 12 stone 7 pounds. On my left, young hopeful, 12 stone 5, they'll fight for 15 rounds. They'll punch and maul each other, but of course no harm is meant. It's all good, clean fun and pays the managers 25%.
You lick this fella. It's up to you, son, and don't forget what this means. We'll have a party tonight. This means thousands of pounds, success. You'll be famous tomorrow morning. Get there. You've got to win this. You must. You've got to be the boss, and you'll win it if you're the boss fighter.
Come on, Johnny, and give him the punishment. Come on, Johnny, and give him the right. Come on, Johnny, and face him and batter him and bash him and smash him and belt him around the ring. Make it a beautiful fight.
Come on, son. Well, left hand, boy. Come on, first day, boy. Box, 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 box.
If he's a fighter, I've got to keep boxing him. If he's a boxer, I'll make it a fight. Got to see whether he favours his left hand or likes to come in with his right.
Go on, jump, 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 jump. Come on. Let your right hand go now, come on.
Come on, Johnny, make it straight from the shoulder, boy. Come on with it, lad. Come on, Johnny, and shake him and shatter him and whack him and crack him and wallop him round the ring. Hit him with all that you've got.
Nice and relaxed now, watch him and find him now. Keep to the centre, here in the ring. Give him no rest, keep bobbing and weaving and throw everything you can fling.
I know he's going to lead the left hand, and he's going to follow through with the right cross. I know he is, because he's been doing that.
Yeah, hard punches are fast, but...
I know he's going to do it.
And it's quick. You can't see it.
So I've got to walk into him, make him throw it before he's ready. I'm not going to stand back and be a target for him. I've got to lean this way. I've got to lean out the way of that right hand.
Your mind is working sharp, you understand? Your eyes is working. You're thinking all the time. You see a right hand coming, you may turn your shoulder. If it hits your shoulder, you got to change the counter back, you know. You're wham. It's the reflex.
But he ain't going to let me counter. Drops his right elbow, bangs the left hand first. So now what I'm going to do? He's thinking as fast as I am.
Keep with him, Johnny boy, you've got him reeling. The fans are with you all the way. They've come from far and near to see you do your stuff. We've come to watch your skill. We want to be here with you at the kill.
So go and fighting Johnny Boy and belt him in the kisser.
Take that way, boxing. Now the runs. Mix it in and jumping, 10 full kings and watch his right. Be wary, Johnny, grab him. Careful, Johnny, take it easy. Watch out.
Oh! Come on, kid, and do some work. Punch him hard and make it hurt.
Let's see some blood, that's why we paid our money. Hit him with your left and let us hear the thud of leather.
Let's see that all 1, 2, 3, Johnny.
Left and right together, painting, tugging, jabbing, Johnny. There's the bell.
You got to make this minute's rest feel like a 15 minutes rest if the boy get out there. So you can't afford to lose 1 second getting that stool in there and the boy down in it. You've only got a minute to replace the oxygen that's lost, revive him and everything else. He's got to go out there, bone dry, spick and span, his gums in proper shape, and he's breathing normal in the short space of a minute.
Johnny, into the fray, son, batter away, son. Belt him, Johnny, belt him, Johnny. He's down on the ropes, now nail him, flail him, wail him, down him, Johnny, down him, Johnny. One to the heart, tear him apart, down him, Johnny, down him, Johnny. On his eyelash, tan him, wham him, slam him, hurt him, Johnny, hurt him, Johnny, give him some more, be on the floor, hurt him, Johnny, hurt him, Johnny. Johnny. Come on, Billy! Inside, Billy!
I've got to put him down.
Right-handers. Come on, Billy, boy! Get into him!
He's got to go down.
Get stuck in, that's the type.
What?
Right-handers. Right-handers! Right-handers! Come on, Johnny, boy, we know you can murder him. Come on, Johnny, hit as hard as you can. Come on, Johnny, in a flash him and slaughter him and drag him and hang him and beat him insensible. Johnny, he's only a man.
It's a continuation of the old Roman gladiator stuff. Still the same sport, only modified.
The one for the ribs and one for the kidneys. That must have hurt him, that made him flinch. Got to keep with him and watch for an opening. Damn it, we're stuck in a clinch.
Hey! Don't resting on a Tuesday. A little breather, then they're off again. Swapping punches, taking punishment, the swollen lips, the angry bruises. It's a lovely fight. See where the blood shows each time the glove lands. 3 minutes heavy punching, both the hands, two-fisted fighting. Hard slogging, gloves studding, eyes bleeding, he's down!
Just stay there for another couple of seconds. It's 10.
I had the referee saying 6, 7, 8. I thought, well, I'm going to get a right job in if I get up. Got to get up.
He's up and he's attacking,
punching away.
Now he's getting cracking,
punching away.
Johnny's back tracking,
punching away.
Taking a whacking,
punching away.
Johnny's getting knocked now,
punching away.
Think he's getting knocked now,
punching away.
And his eye is bleeding,
punching away.
And the other bloke's bleeding,
punching away.
Both of them are slow now,
punching away.
Swapping blow for blow now,
punching away.
It's a fine bloodletting,
punching away.
And it's even betting,
punching away.
That's up here, come on, box on. There's another view. Look, he's standing him up now. Can't miss him, see.
When you take a good hard in on the receiving end, you know, on the sticky end, you think, what's all this for? But there's all these people that have never had a glove on, they're laughing and shouting at you. You're there to entertain them.
Same as did in the olden days, when they threw the Christians to the lions.
It's so much ingrained with tradition, man against man.
Come on, Johnny, boy, you know you can flatten him. Come on, Johnny, you can put him to sleep. Come on, Johnny, bring a couple of hoops at him. Pound him and clout him and throw him an uppercut. Johnny, he's out on his feet.
I'm taking a tannin, earning my living. Out on his feet, I am as well. Blood in my eyes, I got to keep on my feet until the sound of the bell.
It's a job of work. I'm doing my job.
What will we do with a man in the ring? What will we do with a man in the ring?
What will we do, says Jack Millard. What will we do, says everyone.
We'll pay him to fight, says Billy the Bob.
And flatten his nose, says Billy the Bob.
And punish his body, says Jack Millard.
And cheer when he's hurt, says everyone.
What will we do with a bull in the ring? What will we do with a bull in the ring?
What will we do, says Jack Millard. What will we do, says everyone.
Stick darts in his back, says Billy the Bob.
And set him alight, says Billy the Bob.
Put a sword in his belly, says Jack Millard.
And finish him off, says everyone.
What do we do with a man in the lion's den? What do we do with him, says Billy the Bob.
What do we do with him, says Jack Millard. What do we do with him, says everyone.
We'll spit in his face, says Billy the Bob.
As he's torn apart, says Billy the Bob.
And bless the cage, says Jack Millard.
And watch him die, says everyone.
Oh, look at that. You ain't gonna make it. It's over, mate. It's over. It's all over. Hey!
tries to match him, mate. No match for him, mate. No match.
Not worry, John. Not worry, John.
It's all in the game, isn't it?
It's a rough game, a tough game, needing guts and skill. And you'll never make a boxer if you haven't got the will.
I'd never knocked boxing. Boxing's been good to me. I've seen the world, I've travelled all over the world where I wouldn't have if I hadn't have done boxing.
A real British thing, full of vim and full of vitality. That is what fighting is. It's life, men.
You're alone, on your own, when you're up there in the ring and wading in.
That will go on and on for years. That's just how the nation's living.
One of the greatest shocks I ever had in my life was when I was invited to the House of Commons and I had a seat in the Strangers' Gallery. It was so small, and I looked down, and it was a shock to think there had sat ordinary human beings, 2 arms, 2 legs, same as me, with tongues in their head, and they'd agreed to organise the killing of millions of people. And yet, in that same house, I'd jump up there, screeching their head off about a sturdy, individual business like boxing.
Battle is done with, the fighters departed, leaving the litter and the spoils of the crowd, the empty beer bottles, the torn silver paper, the spent cigarette smoke that hangs like a shroud. The champions have gone and the black squad takes over. The ring is dismantled. The ropes lose the strain. The cleaners are sponging the blood off the canvas, the blood of the hero